Oh man, it happened again. This is why I need to finish that organiser, because I'm getting sick of all this stuff sitting on my bench. And that's when it happened. I bought a 3D printer and I fell down a big rabbit hole. It only took me a week to get up to speed with the Creality 3D printer. This thing is fantastic. But I ended up playing with it for another 4 weeks. So that's why it's taken so long since the last video. And then I hit a snag. Back to the drawing board. I didn't realise it when I ordered the plywood. 6.5mm comes out a bit more like 6.9mm. So we need to call that 7 for the purposes of the design. So I have to go back, start from scratch. The other change is that I want to 3D print the drawers now. I don't have to make them with the laser. That puts some constraints on the size of the drawers that I can 3D print. So this is the point that I ditched the idea for the cutouts on the back of the organiser that clear the desk mounts for my monitor arms, and I just run with a 200mm depth for the drawers. It took me a little while to work out how I wanted to lay this one out, and obviously I had to go backwards and forwards with a bit of maths. I wanted something that was a bit more pleasing to the eye and not just a whole heap of same size drawers, so I made one very deep drawer, 3 offset up-down drawers, a pencil holder which will remain on one end, and then 3 equal size drawers which will be on the left hand side. If you're a laser user, a handy tool online that you can use to get a jump start in laying out boxes is MakerCase. I've left a link in the description so you can jump over to MakerCase to have a look for yourself. We can define a custom material thickness, which is handy in our case seeing as we have 7mm ply that we're working with. You can set your dimensions, and we'll also let you do an open box, which is handy because we're not going to have a front on this one. And here I'm setting the finger size, 24.5mm, or about an inch. MakerCase allows you to export these files as a .svg, which is handy for me because I use Corel, and Corel works with that very easily. I'm not going to talk a lot for this next bit because it's mainly me mucking around in Corel making sure that I'm getting my layout correct. I've sped up this next section by 10 times, mainly so I don't bore you. Some people might be interested in that and I might post that footage later. Might seem a bit hard, but all I'm doing here is taking a template that MakerCase has created for me and using that to design the rest of the dividers and drawer inserts. Don't let this overwhelm you, it's easier than it looks, and if I can do it, anybody can. I'm going to shut up now. Sit back and enjoy. Honestly, this is the hardest part of owning a laser, coming up with the files. If you've got nothing to cut, you can't run the laser. This video shows about 2 hours worth of backwards and forwards in Corel, getting that design in place. I did have to go back and touch up a few things because I made a few mistakes, more like assumptions. Let me know in the comments if you can see what I did wrong. It's amazing how many people buy a laser but don't have the skills yet to run one. That means they're usually stuck using pre-made designs, which is never ideal. I decided that before I bought this 3D printer, I was going to learn how to design in 3D first, and I deliberately didn't buy the machine until I knew how to make things in 3D. A laser and a 3D printer complement each other perfectly. In the next video I design the knobs for the drawer inserts and we get cutting. Yeah baby, laser time. The good news is by the time you've seen this video I'll have already started cutting and filming the next portion of this video, so you won't have to wait around for as long this time. It won't be 4 weeks. I'll see you in a couple of days. Catch you next video. Please like and subscribe.